Welcome to September's practice. I'm so glad that you decided to join me today. I have Sam and Fritz right on cue, per usual. And today we have a really nice practice. It's going to be low to the ground with a big focus on stretching out our back and working on some back flexion. And then also stretching out our hips and our legs. If you'd like to use any props, then grab some yoga blocks, maybe a bolster, maybe a blanket. And if you don't have any props, don't worry about it. You don't necessarily need those specific props. Yes. So if you'd like to join me, we're going to come to a comfortable seat on our mats. And if you'd like to sit up on a blanket or a towel, feel free to grab that. Otherwise, we'll come to our seat and then just settle in. We're going to take some deep breaths together. You're probably going to take deep breaths while I fight off the beasts until they settle down. If you'd like to close down the eyes, you can. If that doesn't feel safe in your body today, then you can just soften your gaze. Your palms can be raised, facing up or down, or just resting in your lap, wherever feels comfortable to you. And we're going to take some nice big deep breaths. Nice big full inhales. Feel your lungs fill up with air, and then also your belly. And then a nice big exhale. You can exhale out the nose or the mouth, whatever feels good to you. Maybe you feel like you need to sigh. And that's perfectly okay too. Let's go ahead and take one big inhale together, and then exhale, let it go. All right, from here, we're going to start to stretch out our legs. So we keep your left foot in, and we're going to extend our right foot out. Try to. And then from here, bring your right arm to the inside of your right leg. You can start to lean over, just feeling a nice big stretch here. Reaching your left arm up towards the sky, looking at your left hand. Make sure your heart is spiraling up towards that left arm. You don't want to be collapsing. And after your next exhale, go ahead and bring it up. From here, place your hands on the mat and then just press into the mat. Pick your hips up and just turn towards your right foot, the one that's outstretched. On an inhale, let's reach our arms up to the sky. And then exhale, go ahead and forward fold towards your right toes. Now it's okay if your hands don't make it to your feet. It's okay if they only come to the shin or the thigh. Go to where it feels comfortable to you. And if you have blankets or a bolster, you can always put that on your right leg to bring the floor a little bit more up to you. Whatever feels good to you. But go ahead and let your head hang loose. You should feel a nice stretch in your back and then also in your leg. And we'll just hold here and breathe for a moment. Let's take one more big inhale here. And then exhale slowly. We'll rise back up. Go ahead and switch your leg. So I'm going to bring my right leg in, and I'll let my left leg come out long. Now you can actually see me. Maybe for a second. I might have talked too soon. All right, we're gonna take our left arm to the inside of our left leg. Go ahead and spiral your chest up towards the sky as you extend your right hand above. And we'll hold here for a moment, just breathe, kind of feeling it out. And then after your exhale, go ahead and come back straight. We'll lift up our hips, turn towards that left outstretched leg. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, forward fold. Move towards that left leg. Now you can try and get your knee towards your nose or your nose towards your knee. But if it doesn't get there, that's okay. Go to where it feels comfortable to you again. And then we'll just breathe. One more big inhale here. And then on the exhale, go ahead and roll it up to a seated position. Now from here, we're going to bring our left leg in, but let's take our feet together, the soles of our feet together, coming into a seated cobbler's pose. Now from here, you can rub your feet if you'd like. You can just sit up nice and straight and tall. We're going to revisit this posture a little bit later after we are a little more warm. And we're going to do a different variation of it. So we will come back to this. If you are concerned that your legs aren't coming as close to the mat as mine are, don't be. I've been doing this a long time. My hips are pretty open. So if you need a little support, you can always use blocks here and just place them underneath your knees to bring the ground up to you. And eventually, as you work, you'll start to get your knees lower and lower. If you don't have blocks, then you can use a blanket, a towel, a pillow, whatever you have. It doesn't really matter. And if you don't have anything, just keep your knees up. You can always hold on to the sides of them if that feels a little bit better. If you're here and you'd like a little bit more, you can walk your hands forward and come down onto your forearms, and then maybe even melt your head to the mat. But everyone is different, so go to where it feels appropriate for you. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll sigh it out. All right, let's stretch one foot out and then the other, and just bring your feet to the mat. I'm going to turn to the side for this next pose, maybe. And we're going to turn on our abs a little bit. So go ahead and place your feet on the mat, knees bent, sit up nice and straight and tall. Now maybe today you're here. You can bring your hands behind your thighs here. Words are hard. And maybe you just sit up here today. Maybe you want to play a little bit more and you lift up one foot and then the other. Maybe you want to lift up both feet and just hang out here. You can hold on. You can even grab your wrist here. The main thing is just making sure as you're balancing, you're not losing your length in the spine. If you'd like a little bit more, if you're holding on, you can let go of the hands. Just let them reach out in front of you like, please help me. And then if you'd like a little bit more, stretch your leg out long and away. Boat pose. Take some breaths here. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, go ahead and cross the feet, set up. Your abs should be nice and fired up now, which is great because next we're going to move into some spinal flexion. So we want that area kind of turned on before we do that so we're not injuring ourselves. So if you are on in a cross-legged position like I am here, go ahead and come forward onto all fours. I'm going to work around the Sam here for now. Make sure your knees are under your hip points, hands underneath your shoulders. Nice straight line from the tip of your head to the tip of the tail. Top of the head to the tip of the tail. I guess, can you have a tip of the head? Maybe. Make sure your back is nice and long. And then from here on an inhale, we're going to drop those lower ribs down towards the floor. Lift our heart and our head, looking forward, and then also lifting our tail up, coming into cow pose. You've seen a cow, you know they have udders, so we are just dropping our udders down. On the exhale, we're going to reverse that action. So go ahead and come back to neutral, but then we're going to round up through the spine as we tuck our head and tuck our tail, feeling a nice big stretch in our back body. And then we'll reverse it, coming back into cow. On the inhale, go ahead and do this a few more times just on your own inhales and exhales. If one posture, either cat or cow, feels really great in your body, go ahead and stay there for a few breaths as you explore that. All right, let's do one more together. Nice big inhale coming into cow. And exhale, we'll round and come into cat. All right, we'll return to our neutral spine. Go ahead and take a look at your knees. We're going to bring the knees to the far edges of either side of the mat, big toes to touch. Inhale, look forward. And then on the exhale, sink your hips back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward, and then we're going to melt our head and our heart down to the mat. Nice extended child's pose, and we'll take a moment here just to breathe and relax before we get moving. If you have something in your way, like I have a Sam, you can always place your hands on them, and you're going to feel a bigger stretch. Like I am right now with my hands on Sam, I feel a huge stretch in my armpit chest area. So even if there's obstacles in the way, sometimes you can use them to still get the same benefits or maybe some extra added benefits. All right, after your next exhale, go ahead and return to tabletop position, bringing your knees back in line. Everything in that nice flat tabletop position. And then look at your hands. If they're right directly underneath your shoulder, we're going to walk them just a little bit forward. Oh, excuse me, sir. Hey, come here. Come here, Sam. Sam, come here. You can go lay on your blanket. You have your own blanket right there. You can go lay there. Hello. No, I did not talk to you. All right. Well, that didn't work out. All right, so they should be just one handprint in front of you. We'll go ahead and tuck our toes under. Inhale to prepare. And then exhale, go ahead and lift the knees up off the mat. Start to straighten through the legs. Really press through the hands and lift your hips up and back. Coming into our first downward facing dog. Now from here, you can walk your dog if you want to warm up your legs a little bit more. Bending one knee and then the other. Just walking back and forth here. And once you've had enough of that, go ahead and bring it to stillness. If you're feeling any pain in your wrist, really press it to your thumb, your pointer, and your middle finger, and that will help to take some of that pressure off your wrist. And don't worry about your heels. If they're not touching the ground, that's okay. Mine don't. Just really reach them towards the ground, and you'll feel a nice big stretch in your calves and in your hamstrings. Let your head and neck hang loose. And we'll just take a moment here just to breathe in the stillness. take one more big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. And from here, really make sure your left foot is planted into the mat. On your next inhale, we're going to lift our right leg up. Keep your toes dialed down. On the exhale, bend through the knee, shift forward, look forward. We'll step the right foot in between our hands. Go ahead and lower onto that left knee. You can keep the toes tucked or untucked. We're going to come into a nice low lunge here. Now again, if you're having, let me actually get this set up for you so you can check your alignment. So when we're in this low lunge, your front leg should be at a nice 90-degree angle, and you should be able to look down and see your big toe. You want to keep your chest nice and lifted as you look forward. And I can see here that my knee is coming a little bit over my ankle, so I'm going to slide my left leg back and get up here a little bit more. Now, you can always use blocks to bring the floor up to you if you're finding you're collapsing and rounding in the spine. Otherwise, we'll just hang out here for a moment and breathe. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, let it go. From here, we're going to pull that right hip crease back. Start to straighten through your right knee. Walk your hands back. Peel your toes up off the mat. And we're in a little hamstring stretch here. Keep breathing. And again, if you have blocks, they can come with you. Keep pulling that right hip crease back. All right, after your next exhale, go ahead and walk it forward. We're going to tuck our left toes under, lift that left knee up off the mat. We'll take our right hand to the inside of our right foot, so both hands are on the same side of the mat. And we're going to start to walk our hands to the center of our mat. Turn your toes so they're both facing forward. Slight bend in the knee, and we're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So again, you can use blocks here to bring the floor up to you. You can just come to your fingertips. If you're not having any problems getting down here, you can always walk your hands back in line with your heels. This is going to set you up for like a inversion, a handstand or a headstand. We're not going to do that today though. We're just hanging out here, feeling the blood go the opposite way. So once you're here, we'll just take a moment to breathe. One more big inhale here. Exhale, sigh it out. From here, walk it back out a little bit so that your back is kind of flat. You're kind of in like a half forward fold. And then from here, we will turn our left toes towards the left edge of our mat. Start to walk towards that back edge of our mat. We'll frame our left foot, pivot on the right, and then go ahead and bring your right knee down. And we're on a low lunge on the opposite side. Make sure your foundation is set up. And once you're here, just hang out and breathe for a moment. Pull that left hip crease back. And then after your next exhale, we're going to shift our hips back, straighten through that left foot, peel those toes up off the mat as we come into a hamstring stretch on the opposite side. And breathe. After your next exhale, go ahead and walk it forward. We're going to tuck our right toes under, lift that right knee up off the mat. We're going to come back through that wide-legged forward fold. So we'll walk our left hand to the inside of our left foot. start to pivot on that right foot as we walk towards the center of the mat. Wherever you're at, once you're in that forward fold position, come up halfway. Make any adjustments you need. Again, slight bend in the knees. And then when you're ready, go ahead and let everything just fall loose, hang over. We're back into our wide-legged forward fold. And we'll take a moment here just to breathe. One more big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. All right, from here we're going to walk it back to the front edge of our mat. So we're going to come back, framing our right foot. Keep that left knee lifted because we're not going to stay here for long. We'll step our right leg back to meet our left, and we're coming back into our downward facing dog. So right back into where we started. And breathe. One more big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. All right, go ahead and lower your knees to the mat. We're going to come into that extended child's pose one more time. So knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, sink the hips back. Walk your fingertips forward, and we'll breathe. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and walk it back up. We'll bring the knees over to one side. We're going to swing the legs around, let them come out far in front of us. So we're going to kind of revisit some of the poses that we did earlier now. So we did that one leg head to knee pose at the very beginning. Now we're going to use both legs. Now you can keep your knees bent if you'd like, or again you can use blankets or a bolster or anything to bring your knees closer to you. So you can start out with your knees a little bent if you'd like. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale, go ahead and reach towards your feet. Now if they don't make it towards your feet, that's okay. Just go to where you can make it. It might be your thighs, it might be the shins, whatever, wherever your body is today, just honor it. And then you can start to straighten the legs and let your head just hang in towards your knees. And again, if you have a bolster here, that's going to bring that floor up to you. So just go to wherever feels comfortable for you today. Maybe try out a few different things. We'll just let our head hang and breathe here. After your next exhale, go ahead and roll it all the way up, and we're going to transition to our back. So I have one pose here for our booty, and it is a bridge pose. If you know you'd like to use a block, go ahead and grab that and have it close by. But we're going to snuggle our shoulder blades underneath our heart center. From here, make sure you can walk your feet in, hands down at your sides. And when you're ready, slowly start to roll up through the tailbone, pressing through the knees or through the feet, coming up into your bridge pose. Now, if you'd like a little bit more of a reclined pose, You can bring a block to your sacrum and then just let your hips rest on the block for a reclined bridge, or a more restorative bridge, I guess I should say. Otherwise, lift those hips up and then bring your chest to your chin and then your chin to the sky. Make sure your neck is nice and lengthened. You don't want any crunching here. And we'll breathe just for a minute. One more big inhale here. And then on the exhale, we'll slowly lower our hips down to the mat, unrolling. Once you're there, from here, walk your feet all the way together, really together, and then we will keep our soles of our feet together as we send our knees left to right, coming back into that cobbler's pose that we visited earlier. But this time we're lying down in a recline. Again, you can always use, I can't reach my other block, but you can always use a block under the knees, or a blanket or a towel, whatever you have. Or you can let your feet move a little further away from you, and that can help too, if you're feeling any sort of discomfort. But this is really going to open up your hips. Your hands can be at your side, they can be on your belly. Keep those shoulders or your shoulder blades snuggled underneath your heart center. And then take a moment here just to breathe and relax. Take one more big inhale here. And then exhale. We're going to bring our feet back together. So we're going to come back the way we came. But this time, go ahead and walk your feet to the edges of the mat. But keep your knees together. And then from here, we're just going to breathe. So we opened up the hips, and now we're doing the reverse action. Your legs shouldn't be pressing too hard against each other. They should just be resting on one another here. That way you can really just relax the lower body. You don't have to hold anything there. Keep breathing. You can even close down the eyes if it feels good to you. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and walk your feet so that way they are hip distance. They're right at your hips, so just still facing forward. And we're going to take our left foot, bring it up to the sky. You can point and flex the foot for a moment. And then we're going to take that ankle and just rest it on top of our right thigh. From here, you can lift that right thigh up. Keep a nice 90-degree angle on both legs. You can bring your hands to interlace around the back of your right thigh here. Imagine you're pressing into a door with your feet. If you'd like a little more, you can pull that leg in closer to you. You should feel a nice big stretch on this left outer thigh, coming into a nice little figure 4 stretch here. And breathe. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll return our feet to the mat. You can uncross your legs. And then we're going to go to the other side. So I'll extend my right leg up. Maybe point and flex it a couple times. And then we'll cross that right foot over our left thigh. And then bring our left thigh up to this nice 90-degree angle. And again, both sides are different, so go to where it feels good to you. Now that you know where we're going. And just breathe here. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, release the foot to the mat, uncross the legs. And then let's stretch out our right leg. So stretch your right leg out long and away. I'm going to recenter myself here on my mat. And then we'll take our right or our left foot up towards the sky once again. So go and grab where it feels good to you. So it may be behind the thigh. It might be behind the calf. I can't reach any further. But go to where it feels good to you, and you're going to get a nice hamstring stretch on this left side. You can point and flex the foot. You can do some circles, whatever feels good to you. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, bend that knee. Bring that knee in towards your chest. So just give that knee a little hug here. And we'll breathe for just a moment. Now from here, we're going to take our right hand just to the outside of our left knee. Stretch your left arm out long like a T. And on the exhale, we're going to bring that left knee across the midline. Try and keep your left shoulder blade on the mat. If you're coming too far up, then just roll back over. Don't come as far into the twist. You can let that left knee just relax on your right thigh here, and you're going to feel a nice big twist in your mid and lower spine here. You can look over at your left fingertips if you'd like, and we're just going to breathe. One more big inhale here. And exhale, let's return to center. Whew. You will stretch your left leg out. Let's bring our right leg in, and we'll stretch it up towards the sky. Again, your hands will go to where it feels good to you today. Each side may be different. My right side is a little bit looser than my left. I'm just going to hang out here and breathe for a moment. One more big inhale here. Exhale, side out. All right, let's bend this right knee towards our chest. And we'll hang out here for a little bit, just feeling that counter stretch. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, we're going to twist towards our left. So I'm going to extend my right hand out. My left hand is coming to the outer edge of my right thigh. And then we're going to cross that midline. Feeling a nice big stretch in our back. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll return to center and go ahead and extend that right leg out. You can take up as much space on your mat as you'd like. Let your arms fall out at a nice 45-degree angle. And we're going to move into our final resting posture, Shavasana. for the corpse pose. So just let everything relax. If it feels safe in your body, you can close down your eyes. If you like to use a bolster or blankets for your Shavasana practice, then go ahead and grab those and get yourself set up. Otherwise, we'll take a few moments here just to feel the benefits of our practice and to close it all down. I'm going to go quiet for just a moment so you can enjoy your practice for a little bit, but I will come back shortly to guide you out. The card that I chose for today's practice is Whale Spirit. And its message is to trust the great mystery. Whale Spirit is an ancient creature who was here at the beginning of time and who has seen everything, felt everything, and heard everything that has ever transpired on this planet. In the hidden realms where all things must gather first before manifesting into form, Whale Spirit is the keeper, singing the soul of the whole world from the deepest waters of the coldest seas. When Whale Spirit appears, it is a reminder that there is a great mystery that you must accept without intellectually trying to understand it. Some things cannot be known by the mind, only experienced through the heart, through intuition, and through the peripheral senses that part the invisible veils separating the visible world from the great manifesting consciousness in the hidden realms. Now is the time for you to immerse yourself in the great mystery of spirit and to trust that within the invisible, what you can't see now are the seeds of your intentions being tended to by angels. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana, then go ahead and stay as long as time allows. If you need to get going with your day, then slowly start to deepen your breaths. Begin to wiggle fingers and toes. And when you're ready, go ahead and place both feet on the floor. Go ahead and keep your knees bent just for a moment. And whenever you feel ready, roll to your favorite side, come into a little fetal position and just stay there for a moment or two. Whenever you feel ready, go ahead and come back up into a comfortable seat, bringing your head and neck up last. If your eyes are still closed, you can open them up to the room around you. Again, I want to thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. I hope you found it beneficial. I hope your back and your legs all feel a little bit looser, you feel a lot less tension, and you feel a little bit more relaxed. If you like this practice and you'd like to check out more, I have a page or a spot on Patreon, and that is where I house all of my practices. So if you join me on Patreon, there is a library, and every week I upload a new video. So on YouTube, you only get the one at the beginning of the month. If you join me on Patreon, you'll get an additional one every single week. And you also have the benefit of having all of the practices I've ever done on that site. So it's a whole library of yoga. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely check that out. My link is in the bio. You do get a 7-day free trial, so you can always try it out and see if you like it. And if not, no worries. But I would love to have you join me there. Otherwise, I will be back next month with a brand new practice for October. So if I don't see you on Patreon, I hope to see you here next month. Again, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful September. Namaste.